Outdoors and everyone in it. Thanks you for 70 years of wildfire prevention. For safety tips, visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state foresters, and the Ad Council.
It's 6:42 p.m. Time for Steve Plotto and his son Dylan to do the dishes. They talk about everything from the yuckiness of girls to the awesomeness of his soccer team. Sometimes they don't talk at all. Then, hey! The dreaded splash fight. It's Dad o'clock, and it's the best time of the day. Because the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Sure, humans can be a little weird at times. But take it from me, I'm a dog. And a person is about the best thing that can happen to a shelter pet. So if you want to learn how you can be that person, get down to your local pet shelter or visit theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
And now, back to the sports jock, Wayne Ganty.
I'm not your lover, I'm not your friend. I'm the one that's gonna put you in the pen. I never lie.
What's the name of this one? This one my dad play all the time.
I will die for you.
There you go.
I will die for you. Hey, darling, if you want me to, you.
Music video in here.
I would die for you.
Prince, come to our show.
Oh man, Prince. 56 years young. Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. We are already in the ocean. Wow. Just so I don't forget, Tim Reynolds, AP writer for the Heat. Thank you for calling in. Miami, San Antonio, Series 1-1 tomorrow night, 9 o'clock, down in Miami. The next two games are in Miami. Remember, they changed the format to 2-1-1-1 now, not 2-3-2. So next two games in Miami on Tuesday and Thursday. Also this week, World Cup starting on Thursday. It'll go from, I think that's June 13th to July 13th. 32 teams, Brazil. The U.S. Open golf tournament starts this Thursday as well. I think they're up to about 145, something like that. U.S. Opens, it's a lot of them. U.S. Open back in slavery. They was hitting that ball over the fence.
But back then it was called the Us is Open.
Oh, excuse me, it's the 114th U.S. Open. So that's how long they have been doing that. We did send our deepest regards to any World War II vets still alive. D-Day 70th anniversary. Don Zimmer passed away, 83 years old. Long time been in baseball, 66 years he had been in baseball as a manager, a player, a scout. That's a long...
He was a groundskeeper.
Yes.
Zimmer did it all in baseball.
He did it all.
He served concessions at one point.
You're talking about a man that found his passion and went with it.
Yeah.
66 years of his 83. He was in some type of baseball uniform. He was still doing some work with the Tampa Bay Rays, which I'm quite sure he was down there for the weather and all that, moved to Florida.
That's love.
But that's real love, and I'm quite sure so many people he's touched has so many different stories. Who don't you know?
Yeah, 66 years. You've influenced several generations.
Right. Every locker
baseball.
room got some kind of story about you. 66 years, that's a long time. Yeah. And most of us don't even get to be 66. You was in baseball since you were 17, right out of high school. Don Zimmer, 83 years old. TSA workers here at Hartsfield-Jackson, both have been suspended. One has been charged with aggravated assault. Paul Johnson pulled a box cutter on Terry Vickers last week. Vickers was approaching Johnson about a bet in the Heat game, and Paul didn't like it. So pulled a box cutter right out there in the Hartsfield Jackson. Y'all all been there. It's
So-
the world busiest airport. Everybody's been there.
If a TSA worker's able to grab a box cutter, it means they're not checking that well.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Somebody's not getting searched that well for him to get in there with a box cutter.
It says that
People
Paul Johnson pulled a box cutter on Terry Vickers when
Over a
Vickers approached to collect his friendly wager.
Do you think he got the box cutter out of like a lost and
Oh, my
found
gosh.
bin? Like where they keep all of the confiscated box cutters? Like, where one of
Hold
them
on
box
now.
cutters at? Let me see. You better give me my $8.
But isn't that adding agony to misery? I mean, you lost the bet. You owe me money. Now you done lost your job.
Right.
And now you're about to go to jail.
Gonna be pretty
I mean,
hard
what
to pay
part-
that bet.
Why take? I know people who never talk to each other ever again over bets.
Now I see why LeBron got haters. Because it's like, man, LeBron, that's we probably in there blaming LeBron. Man, LeBron, man, LeBron didn't do.
Let's see that excuse go down in the jail recreation yard. What you in for? 'Cause LeBron didn't play hard.
Oh man.
As I stated a little earlier, David Beckham says he might come out of retirement and play soccer again. He's 39 years old. He says it's been hard being retired this year, but he might come out and be a player owner. It'd be the first of his kind. They've had player coaches. Nobody's had a player owner. Remember, he's trying to bring a Major League Soccer team to Miami. I think it's more about the PR than it is about you being you trying to, because you playing for a year regardless of you whether he's effective or not is going to bring people out to see. So
How do you feel about the serial retiree?
Somebody asked me that when Brett Favre kept going in and out. I think that you just don't want to grasp that it's like that for everybody. I think everybody goes through that withdrawal. I slept my first year to go through it. I just kept going back to sleep. I wake up. Until I was like, man, forget that. Let me go ahead and, and live life. But we all go through that little 1 year. And I think sometimes it's, for him, he probably, if he had accepted that, okay, I'm not David Beckham of old, he could have got a year or two. He probably was still out there trying to be, bend them like Beckham. Instead of just out there playing the background, come off the bench for a couple of minutes.
Right.
Like I think like Ray Allen. Ray Allen does it the best to me. Like, hey man, I'm gonna go down here. I'm really should be retired, but I got a little game for these 8-12 minutes a game. I can, instead of if he had tried to be a starter, then he would recognize that he's old. But Beckham, I think it's just all PR. I wouldn't even think he's probably having a hard time as much as it is. He's about to bring this team, and what bigger way to bring some excitement
than to be on the field with them and owning them.
Someone who's considered one of the top 10 that ever did it, kind of like Michael Jordan. Just his name brings fans. People come to the game just hoping that Mike is going to sit on the bench. Even when he's here, they just hope that he can. Oh, Charlotte's coming here. Oh, okay.
Maybe Michael comes.
Michael might be on the bench. I can get a little photo op. So trust me, this is.
And then you look down there, he's sitting on the bench with a gym bag on his shoulder. And you're like, maybe he'll get in the game. It's interesting that most people, when they hear about the retirees going back, most non-athletes say the same thing. Oh man, all that money you got, you can go and retire. You done. Just from an entertainer's point of view, long after I started making money at it, long after I had attained a little bit of fame, it's really pretty much all about the attention. I just live for the applause.
Right.
It's just, you know what I mean, to have a room full of people collectively loving you.
Right.
There have been some shows that I've done, I forgot I was supposed to get paid for.
Right.
Like I'm leaving the building and they on some, hey man, you don't want your money? And oh, dang, I must really love what I'm doing because I forgot about the money part of it.
Speaking of no love, here's video, GoPro video. This is actual video, man on a bike getting robbed at gunpoint. Let's see this. It's a guy on a bike. If you're not watching, there's no words to this He's riding off-road. He has a camera on top of his head. You can actually see it in the shadow. And some robbers come up on him out of nowhere. I think you can hear him saying, "We're going to take your bike and take your phone."
That's all I got on me.
The robbers don't actually know that the thing on his top of his bike
Idiot.
is a camera. He's telling him that's all we have. He's patting him down. Got a good shot of him, boy. He can't get away at all. Wherever the police go after him.
And for those of you that don't know, this is happening in Brazil.
I don't know where it was happening.
But you can blame it on Brazil. That looks Brazilian. It looks Brazilian. He was on his way to the World Cup.
Where?
But this is the video.
Where this was at?
No, this just they didn't have that information at that time. We have to look that up. But
is this the state of
wow.
crime? Is this
This
the
is where
state of
crime is gone. Bike jacking.
The three of us gonna get pistols and go out on the nature trail.
Right.
And steal a mountain bike and a cell phone? No, to hell with the bank that we could stick up right now. We ain't even gonna knock over no convenience store. We going straight with the mountain bike that only one of us can ride at a time.
Right.
And a cell phone.
Yes, sir. But we are in the ocean.
The truth is, he will throw your ass in the ocean. It's time to wrap things up on the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy.
What's beef? Biggie says is when you need two gacks to go to sleep. We've had beefs in this country before and around the world. Biggie versus Tupac. Ali versus Frazier. LL Cool J versus Kool Moe Dee. 50 Cent and Rick Ross. Coke versus Pepsi. The Yankees versus the Red Sox. And even the most famous of all, Cain versus Abel. But now we have a new beef on the horizon. Powerade versus Gatorade. Yes, that's the sound I was thinking of. What a beef. Two drinks you only need when you're dead, tired, and thirsty. What beef? $2 billion companies. Y'all the same product. It's like one thing that separates the taste. And y'all got beef. Neither one of you help with those kind of cramps. That's why y'all always on sale. 2 for $3. So for that, Powerade and Gatorade.
Walk the plank.
From the Sports Jock Show, Big Kenny, Selfie herself, the 4 producer, and Lil Miss Kennedy. And from the Sports Jock, y'all have a great Monday. Hug somebody. Peace.